Well, hello there, and welcome back to the channel and the stream. Let me just adjust a couple of things here. Right, okay, so we're just going to get straight to our gameplay because I'm ready. We're going to do this. It's time to finish this one. We're in challenge mode on 2-point campus. We're going to be cracking on and hopefully getting our gold objective in Gradeyard Shift. So let's talk a little bit about how far we got last time. Last time, which was a bit impromptu last night after a way to kind of wind down from playing Farthest Frontier, which took its toll, shall we say. It was a little bit of a nightmare, but we managed to get through it and kind of stabilize, and I think I've probably got enough content to put out an actual kind of video on that. That gives an overview of where we've got to. But Gradeyard Shift was kind of semi-requested, and we finally got to a point where we're pretty ready. Hello, Georgia. Good evening. How are you? So, we got 667 ghosts captured last time, and pretty close to actually completing the objective. So, tonight, I aim to do it. It's not going to be a long stream tonight. We're just going to be doing as much as we can to get it done, and hopefully we'll get over the line with what we learned last night. So let's start things off, and I'm just going to let it play through, and we're going to try and take it a little bit slower and have a little bit less of a chaotic stream this time around, because it did kind of descend into absolute chaos last time. Yes, I would have loved to have joined you and Anna. My day has been okay, but I was at work, which is why I couldn't join you and Anna. And actually, I'm going to be filming something next Monday at Newcastle Airport, so I'm quite excited. Hello, Diz. It's all right, no worries. It's good to have you back, and I hope you managed to get everything you wanted to catch up on, caught up on. Oh, God. Excuse me. Why is it that the first sip of Iron Brew is always like a shock to your system? Anyway, those of you who don't know, right, I'm glad you got caught up. That's good to hear. Very, very pleased. Yes, I would have joined you and Anna this morning, but I was way off, and I do have golf with friends, so hopefully I'll be able to join at some point when Anna next streams, if we can make it work. But yeah, I've been pretty busy lately. There goes the chat flying through. Right, so plot 2. We know this is what happened last time, so we'll take this on. And let's see, what can we do first? So as we know, what we learned was, I've got the rooms kind of blueprinted up now, so they're not going to be an issue. But what we need to do is we need to try and create some little choke points in our campus. So when we first design it, like I did last time, I'll build a nice big building with a thoroughfare going through. And it seemed like the way that kind of money was given to us is always on kind of like a round robin. Like, it's not random. There's a very set kind of pathway in which we derive our end of month finances from. And the first one is student happiness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my usual blueprints in. So I'll take my wonderfully designed dormitory here, and we'll drop that in first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously move some stuff around. What I'd like to do is kind of create one long corridor. We're going to try just having our campus really long this time. So if I just remove this door a second, and then we'll confirm that, then we'll pop down our dorm on this wall here. And then what we can try and do is have the rest of our campus go no further than this wall. Then we can completely eliminate that and try and make like a nice long corridor going through the entire campus. So next thing, we didn't need showers because they're not here long enough to make use of them. We'll put our toilet right there next to the dormitory. Then we need to put in our lecture theatre, and we'll take our CM, Challenge Mode Lecture Theatre. These are already kind of like topped out with all of the designs and stuff that we want to put in place. So hopefully this is going to be exactly what we need. Then we need to put our science lab in. We're not going to do the library until we have the money for it. So we'll drop the science lab in next. And again, that kind of extends the corridor a little bit further. And we can then edit the building. I'm going to move that doorway to this section here. So let's just quickly swing this around and just nestle it in there. Then we will just remove this wall all the way along. And that gives a kind of little bit of an area here where we could potentially put in something further along to try and close it all off, but we'll just leave it for now. Next, I am going to need to extend the... Oh, that was minus. I don't want to take walls away. I want to add walls on. Probably to about here. And that gives us just enough money left over to put the training room in. Then hopefully, after our first kind of month of profit, we will be able to actually buy our second training pod. So, training room. Again, the challenge mode training room. We'll put that in. That leaves us with $23,000, which is going to be enough to hire our students. But I will immediately edit this, because I want to make sure I've got enough space here. We can sell those training monitors, that's okay. And I just need to make sure that, yeah, so if I could afford it, I can probably squeeze it in there because I've got a bit of space to move that one along a little bit. Right, now, we had one janitor and I got lucky and actually managed to get a janitor qualified in ghost capture. So what we'll do is we'll leave that going for a little bit and then hopefully we'll get some new applicants in. And while we're doing that, we'll hire our first couple of teachers. So we had a level 3 one there, and I did kind of work out that I'd probably need another level 2 at least for when we get the second objectives, which are involving the grades of our students. I think that might be second or third. And then just for argument's sake, we'll grab this entrance and we'll duplicate that. And I think this might be a very good setup for us to begin with. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. It's this one, and then... No, it would... Oh, I just need to... Nah. See, some items you can just duplicate and put in place, and others you can't. And I think what we should do, actually, what we'll do now is we're going to make something a little bit strange, and we're just going to edit and take out as many of the walls as we can here. And hopefully that'll create some more kind of like little corridors and choke points for when the ghosts start coming in. Something like that. That is the strangest looking building I've ever had in 2 Point Campus. And it does actually give us 23,000, which is really useful as well, because that's going to mean we're going to be able to put in some radiators and stuff and get everything sorted out. Again, we're short on the staff that we need. I'm going to let everything kind of keep refreshing, and hopefully we'll get somebody in. And actually what I'll do is I'll have an assistant kind of coming in as well, hopefully one that's library trained, so that we can get them in place ready for our first library build. Nope, not you. It might be totally random and I may never get another janitor training ghost capture, but as we haven't started the year and the ticker's not started yet, we might be able to just brute force this for a while and see if we can get some. But I don't want to do it for too long a time. There is our next level 3 teacher. And while I'm waiting for this to kind of tick over, we'll put in our radiators. So I got by with a large radiator in there and then a medium one on this wall. That gave us the heat requirements that were enough to satisfy our students. And then we'll throw in some more large radiators down this side to warm the rest of the campus up, and probably just a medium one there. Yeah, I think that'll do us. Right, great. Okay, so we've got some of those put in place. And yeah, this could be the start that we need. Let's have a look and see if we've got any more staff ready. We don't... did we get our teacher? Yes, we got our teacher, so they're knocked on the head. We don't need them. And we'll just try. Like I said, I don't want to have this run for too long because we'll be waiting an age to have the janitors that we are hoping to get, which are ones trained in ghost capture. But imagine this. At the moment, based on our course level, we can get 4 new janitors in right now. If we got 4 by just waiting and waiting and waiting that were trained in ghost capture, we could probably have a really good start to this. But that is probably going to take a very, very long time. If we had like a marketing department, I wonder if they've added... So your marketing department, you can advertise for specific courses and loads of other things. And sometimes I can't remember, because I've not actually, despite having completed the base game and the Space Academy DLC, I don't actually know much about marketing in the game. But from my experience in there, we go, a library trained assistant. That's exactly what I needed. Anyway, in 2 Point Hospital, you could advertise for specific professions. And what you would then get is like a doctor that was specifically trained in a high level of surgeon skill, and they would apply for jobs. So they'd appear in this kind of staff tab. So you could hire a janitor who was trained very well in a particular skill. I don't know if we have that in 2 Point Campus yet, but it would be a really nice addition, and it would certainly make marketing a lot more of a useful tool. Because for me at the moment, I managed to do the whole game, get my 3 stars and everything completed on every single level without really needing to lean too much into marketing, unless there was a specific kind of like requirement for it. So that, you know, if anybody happens to be watching from the dev team, which they're probably not, add that into the game. That would be a good thing to put in. But we'll let this kind of continue running, but I don't think we're going to get one in Ghost Capture, and I'd rather just start the level and see if we can actually get some ghosts captured. I have also noticed another thing that actually 2 Point Campus posted on their Twitter account. When we get the hauntings in the rooms, there's a little bit of a tell with the rooms where stuff starts to shake. And if you can get a janitor trained in ghost capture in there, you can actually stop the haunting progressing. So we may have a few more moments in the gameplay today where we actually slow things down. Now, I don't think I'm getting anything here, but we do have a couple of very well-traded janitors here that we can bring in. So I'm going to hire them now. We'll not take Titus Pyramid, but we'll do that, and then we'll start our first little block of training here by bringing in these 2. And then let's have a look, see if we can get some more janitors brought in. Because it's no good having all of these janitors if we can't get them trained. That's the thinking behind it. So if we make sure that we have them hired and queued up to do training before everything kicks off, we should be okay. And so for now, I'll just make sure I have janitors that are treated correctly, with like rapid is a good one, and any trait that basically decreases the amount of time that they'll be spent kind of not doing anything. So like weak bladder isn't great because they need to go to the toilet more often. Gross is probably the one that we really don't want, because we're not going to be putting in a shower cubicle in here, and if they're gross and they need to go and take showers all the time, because of their poor personal hygiene, it's not going to be great. It also kind of rubs off on your students. So here we go, we've got excellent hygiene, which is good, and then we'll queue up their training as well. So as soon as the year begins, these guys are going to go and start training. And because I got rid of those monitors, maybe we could put them back in and see if we can boost our training skill at the moment, because it's only got a 5% boost to the learning power right now, and there's not a lot of moving around we can do to make things more efficient in there. So we could actually buy training monitors now to improve the ability of training that we've got on site. So what I'll do is, I've got 5 janitors now, and 4 of them are queued up for their training. We can then come back into our training monitor assignments here. I'm just going to move the radiator into the room a touch, and then we'll copy these training monitors and try and just move them into position so that we can copy and paste a few more in. That works. And then can we get another 4 in before our budget runs out? Yes. Okay, so the training power of that room is now 7%. Because I think that's to do with diminishing returns, which you get if you are kind of letting this go and decorate. You can't just slap in a load of training monitors and hope that it gives you a huge boost to things. But I think that's as far as we can go. And again, no janitors coming in that are already trained in ghost capture, but so not as good a start as we had in at the end of the last episode. But actually, funny enough, we had a great start to that, and it all kind of fell apart as the year progressed. So let's begin. Student happiness is our first deciding factor in how our students are going to develop our money, and it will increase. And what what I should have done, we can still do it. If we get a bit of money in between August and September, what we'll do is we'll schedule in an event in the lecture theatre, and that will boost the happiness of our students as well, which could give us a little bit more of a boost to our finances. And what we'll do is we'll schedule it in mid-September so that they come out of that film happy and we instantly get like a nice little boost to things. We've already caught 3 ghosts, but it won't kind of go very far at the moment. But this is a fairly decent start. We're just going to slow things down towards the end of the month and see how we're looking for money, because I think it's $4,000 to put on an event in the lecture theatre. Actually, what I've just realised though is the lecture theatre won't be used at all there, so we'll have to schedule our first film in October, which means what we can probably do is that, oh, the library, yes, I forgot about the library. But that's okay, we can put that in. So I'm just going to let my money build a little bit then. And the only thing I'm going to do is schedule in a film. So if we put in a sci-fi film, which is a little bit more expensive, but what that'll do is it'll increase the learning rate of our students, which means by the time the grades assessment comes around, when we get our money derived from the grades of our students, we should have them ready to kind of boost their grades by going to more lessons, doing a little bit more study time in the library when we finally build it. But we're looking okay right now. Our janitors are being trained in ghost capture. We're on 14, and I think what we had in our very good run, we were on about 50 or 60 by the end of November. So if we get anywhere near that, I think we'll be in a very good place. Now, if I just go to my library, which cost 22,000, what I'm going to try and do is put it in here, just to reduce the corridor size there a little bit. So I'm going to put in the groundwork there by expanding this building. I think it went to there. And once that's built, we can hopefully start thinking about putting in our library. Right, let's go over to our blueprints. Library. Yeah, that fits perfectly. And we should just be able to afford it once we get rid of a few more ghosts. That'll take us up to 22,800. So if we can get 4 more ghosts captured, that film is on, so the student happiness will be starting to go up a little bit more as well. Janitors are capturing ghosts, and we need 4 more captured. No, 2 more. 1 more. Come on. 1 more ghost, please. 1 more, 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. There we go. Right, now, library is in. The assistant will automatically go to the library. Right, now we need to start pushing our training. So let's speed things up. Let's try and get through to the end of October. Now, because our income's pretty low, what I'd quite like to do is... Oh. Let's just slow things down. Where's our ghost capture trained janitor? Let me just quickly pause. What I'll do is I'll find our level 5 janitor. Benedict. What are you doing? You're on a break? You're not on a break now, my friend. You're de-haunting that room. Get in there.
It's the same as a regular roach burger meal.
There we go. We managed to... So, yeah, it did stop the haunting fully forming. So we've actually been able to reduce that very quickly. And having our level 5 janitor in there doing it, that has reduced things significantly and made our life a lot easier. And I think I can see another haunting going on in there. So, again, we'll grab him. I just spotted that. Ah, okay, right. Oh, very useful, very useful. That's good to know. Now, our next bit of income, that takes us up to 17,000. So let's hire some more janitors. We'll grab you with iron bladder. We'll grab... not amazing. Yep, you will do. Excellent personal hygiene. Weak bladder. Right, okay, we'll just take them all. It's not exactly what I want, but it gives us another opportunity to continue training, so we'll get all of those queued up again. And that puts us on 10 janitors, and hopefully all of them trained in ghost capture. Now, another thing that I didn't do is, while these janitors are kind of capturing ghosts, they're also going to be looking to clean up ectoplasm and stuff. Now, the more they're cleaning up, the less time they're spending capturing ghosts. So what we could do is just have like a big blanket kind of ban on them doing any other maintenance work within the campus. And I'm wondering if on this run we could maybe put in a space for them to actually relax, because I've not done a staff room at all in any of this either. So that could be an option for us as well. But we are now kind of approaching mid-November and we're already on 55, so things are looking a lot better for us here. We're going to put in a few red roses because students have requested them. And as you can see, the ghosts are kind of stacking up over in this area as well, which is where we kind of want them, because all of our janitors are here as well, and there's very little kind of going around down this space. So this is looking pretty good. And I think because we've got like teachers and stuff wandering around here, maybe a staff room is a good idea. Now, I do have a prefab staff room that I use in my career modes. Apparently I don't. I must have deleted it. So what we could do is just put down a very basic staff room with a couple of like chairs and stuff in. So we'll quickly map that out. I think they can be very, very small. So I'll just grab one into that area there. Staff room, yeah, 3x2 minimum, which we can fit in there. Right, that's now built. We're going to pause it. So grades now determine our funding, which is why we did that little film there. I'll put the staff room here. And then all we're going to put in, so the room capacity is 5, which means we can have 5 people in there on a break. So we'll stick down a couple of sofas for them. And we'll also put in like a tea table and a snack table, which will give them food as well. And then another sofa. Now, remember, we're still going to need to decorate this, so we will put down a couple of... Unfortunately, we can't put the alien abduction poster in here, so we're going to have to put other like little canvases and stuff in there to hopefully boost the decorative rating of the place. So anything that costs 50 will be our kind of aim, and that should give us enough to just boost the decorations in here to a useful point. Because I'm not bothered about the prestige of the room like I was mentioning in the last kind of live stream that we did. I just want to get that decorative rating, the environmental rating, up to a maximum. And then we'll put in a large radiator right in the middle of the room to take that thermal comfort rating all the way up to around about 85%. Now we have a staff room. Our janitors will probably stop leaving the actual campus building to go and have a rest. We're at 70 and we're just into December. So this is a decent start to the run. The next kind of target for us is to just going to be continually hiring janitors. Now, what I do want to avoid is poor personal hygiene. So you are a no-go for us. You move slower than most, but I'm still going to grab that one. And then we have rapid and bottomless pit. We'll take you anyway. And then we've got squeaky clean, which is excellent personal hygiene. Now, unfortunately, I've had to take on a couple of staff there that already have a couple of traits in them. And sometimes, if they aren't ready to get some training, you kind of just wasted it and you have to put them to work doing other things until you can train them. Luckily, we don't have that problem. Now, one thing I could also do, actually, I don't think I can decrease my staff's wage. Let's just have a quick look at our, not loans. Loans would be a really easy way to cheat this, but we are unable to take on loans. So in our staff, if we just, where are we? Is it finance overview? I can't remember the tab for it. Staff overview. No, that we don't have any pay kind of stuff there. Where was it? Policy. There we go. Right, now, our janitors, we'll drop them down a little bit. We'll leave them at about -5%. We'll drop everyone down to about 5% below their salary. And then we'll drop our staff breaks down to about 10%. And hopefully that'll kind of reduce our outgoings for staff wages. Because as you can see right here, last month we lost $20,500 to wages. And if we can bring that down a little bit, we might be okay and be able to continue expanding a little bit quicker. Now, is this about to be haunted? I can't tell. This is very haunted though, but it is being brought down. I think that was just working. This is about to be haunted though, so let's get a janitor in there now. Oh, he's already doing it. Good work. Does this take us to 100 yet by the end of December? Ah, that was about to be haunted. So let's quickly grab you. You are trained in... No, you're not. You're not trained in ghost capture. You're not... Are you? Training is in progress. Right, okay. Let's quickly find again then. We'll grab our very well trained ghost capture janitor who is in here on a break. We'll grab him and take him off his break, and we'll just drop him in there to de-haunt that room before it gets out of control. Whoo! Right, so in terms of wages, we still lost a little bit in wages there, so that's okay. We should soon enough be able to queue up some more training and actually build our second training pod. And that's going to allow us to really kind of grind out some janitor training. And then once we've actually got that done, what we'll start doing is just bulk hiring janitors and try and push the training through as quickly as possible. That's about to get haunted again, so I'm just going to grab a janitor who's got the training. Let's find our level 5 one again. Because he keeps going for a break. And that's fine. We'll just get him in there to de-haunt that room again.
I was famished when I arrived at the Royal Tumble Hotel. So much so that I took advantage.
Amazing.
Of my
Right,
kitchenette
okay.
and
I'm starting to hear
feasted
lots of
greedily
twinkles, which
on
is very
some
good.
toast. When I returned from a walk,
And if we
I
get to
was
the end of this
astonished to
month,
find that all Crumbridge had been
we'll be able to get our second training pod in, I would imagine. We need $35,000 for that new training pod.
Had been washed away. You've got to ask yourself, had I really been staying here? Indeed.
We're at 24 now, so
lovely stuff.
this could be a good run. Just going to slow things down a little bit here. We'll reject that. Now, they want an experiment station in the science lab, so I'm going to leave it for now because we're so close and we can... Ooh! Now, before I lose any money, let's pick this one up and move it as close to the side as we can, and then duplicate this one. If we spin it round that way... Yes! Oh, beautiful. Right, so what I'll do is, I'm going to save this as a blueprint. Oh, no, I closed the room by accident. Oh, no, that's not good. Right, training room CM2. Because then what could happen is, I could then just swap the rooms out and it would save me doing a lot of decorative nonsense moving forward. Okay. We can't place that experiment station yet, but I will look to do that. Now, something's about to go off in there, so we'll have you go in there and dehaunt it. And then we've got 7% learning power in there. And let's have a look at our training. We've got 1, 2, 3 queued for training there. So if we can just quickly hire a couple more janitors. Ooh, rapid. Okay. That's good to have. Right, we'll just let things speed through a little bit, and we should finally be able to hire some new janitors. So we'll grab you and put you in there. And then we'll let things build a little bit further. That's another hire. Can we grab another one? Soon enough, just a few more ghosts to capture, and yep, there we go. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll let the finances build again so that we can actually afford to put that training in. The experiment station costs 3,500, so I'm just going to ignore it. At the moment, the grades are pretty steady, so that shouldn't be a problem. Right, we're about to hit 200, which leaves us with about 500 to get before our next kind of... before we max it out, basically, which is what I'm hoping to do. So let's get our janitors up and running again. We can queue up another couple of ghost capture trainings. Come back out here and then hit play. And yeah, having them like stacked up in this area is really useful. So they're kind of right next to the staff room as well, which means if anyone goes for a break, they'll come straight back out and start vacuuming ghosts again. You can see where they're all kind of congregating. It's in this space here, in this little choke point. So if we can keep them in there, our janitors are going to have easy access. You can see if we just zoom right into the hallway there, it's absolute chaos in there, and we should be able to capture as many ghosts as possible. I think we're going to hit 200 soon, hopefully before the end of this little month. But there we go, we got 2 in there training. 9,000 in the bank now. So first things first, we'll get back on our training again, and we'll queue in some more janitors trained in ghost capture. So we'll have Percy Desert. They've all got such weird names, and I think that's us maxed out for ghost capture trainees. And then we'll grab another few janitors. That's 1 and 2 and 3, and then I didn't really want to take... we'll take you. Not amazing, but that takes us up to 20. And then we've got just enough money to queue up 1 person's training. Cassandra Roadkill. What a great name. Okay. Speeding things up just to build a bit of money in. That's us on 200. So where are we at? We need to get 500 more in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Right, okay. So if we can step this up and get 200, 100 each month right up until the end of the year, which we should get as we train more staff up, we might just do this. We are at least kind of getting to grips with it all. I'm wondering if having like extra... I don't know, because you kind of have the trade-off of, is it worth just brute forcing it and hiring more janitors, or is it worth training up some of these staff a little bit further? That's the kind of crossroads you come to. Yes. Yeah, I do watch Would I Lie to You. I've not watched it for a long time, but yes, that is exactly the kind of names that Bob Mortimer comes up with in the show. A very good spot. Vladimir Transformer. Yeah. I think we should get Bob Mortimer to read some of the names of these staff members. I mean, really, he probably came up with them. Okay, let's quickly grab a janitor somewhere who's there you go. Right, you come over here, my friend. Get in there, because that's about to become haunted. And, oh, we've got a full-scale haunting in here. So you, sir, you're queued up for training. You are fully trained, so get in there, dehorn that for us before it gets out of control.
I hope you enjoyed today's show as much as I enjoyed my trip around this
Right
wonderful,
then.
mysterious
Okay.
dirty of ours. But for now, all
We're
of us
still
talking
quite
about food
short,
has made
so we
me
could do
hungry.
with
So,
stepping
off
things
the
up
fridge
here.
to take out the first thing I find.
I think we queued up all of our training. Oh, yeah, we've got one there. Jacinta Noise. And, yeah, okay, right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 queued for training. And,
Cover it in mayonnaise. Until next time, I've been Ricky Hawthorne. Cheers!
what we just need to keep going. Keep going, keep training staff, keep getting more janitors hired. Because we've got, what, 46, 47, 49, 50... 255 we're on. 256. Right, so we only got 56 in that one. Let's blanket hire some more staff. One. 2. We'll leave you, and then we'll just queue up the next training for these 2 staff members we've just taken on. Whew. And I think with the little bit of spare money, I'm going to allow some vending machines here. This could be a very bad idea, but it's at least going to get our staff's needs sorted out, and yeah, everyone else's needs sorted out. So it's environmental attractiveness right now, which we're on 98%. So this is where we can really start making some money. And if we make enough, I'll maybe queue up upgrades on the training pods. And we'll just see if we can continue pushing this, because it's tough. It's very tough. Now, that's another janitor, and we'll get them queued up for training in ghost capture. Okay. We're at 300. So we've still got 400 to get. And only 3 months to do it in. I don't know if we're going to get this one done either. Right, 11,000. What's this next one going to give us? 17,000, that takes us up to. Let's hire some more janitors. 1, 2. And if we queue up their training, what I'll then do is... So environmental attractiveness is our major kind of pull here. What I'll now do is, this might be a bad idea, it might tank our finances, but if I now go to my staff roster here, we can assign them to only doing haunted rooms and ghost capture. So if we take everybody, or as many as we can, off those assignments, so that all they're focused on is capturing ghosts, because what will happen is they'll go and do the animation of cleaning and stuff, and it will kind of just ruin everything for us. Obviously, everything that kind of happens in the game has an animation time on it, and if we can have them doing as little as possible in terms of animations, we might be able to just have them focus on capturing ghosts, and then I could maybe just bring in a couple more janitors to focus on cleaning and stuff and not give them any other jobs to do. And that'll mean this entire team of ghost hunters will be able to hopefully boost our points a little bit, because every little helps, I guess, in the challenge modes, especially when you're dealing with such a short space of time. Like, we only have a year in here, and this is fully haunted now, so can we grab you and just drop you in there to de-haunt that room? Do I have anything else that's about to go off? There's a little puff of smoke in there. Nope, it wasn't haunted. Whew, right. Now we're starting to get somewhere. We're at 3, 4, 6. That room's about to become haunted. I know you're currently capturing a ghost, but let's have you go in there to de-haunt that before it gets out of control. Come on. If we can get over 400 by the end of this this month, that leaves us with 300 left to get the gold objective completed. And I'm seeing us getting closer and closer, so it's potentially a winner for us here. Right, that's 400. Now, the question is, do we hire more janitors and queue them for training and hope that they get the training done in time to actually make an impact? Because we currently have 3 queued up for training. We've got 3 queued for training, so let's take on another one here. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's get more queued up and see if we can train them quick enough to really make an impact. And what I could actually do is, I could extend this training room and put in a load of stuff to improve the effectiveness of the training rather than putting in another training pod. Also got enough to upgrade the pod, but that does take 41 days, so we wouldn't actually see the effect until the very last month, and by that point training is going to be useless to us. So I will queue up more training in Ghost Capture, and the new janitors that I've hired, I'm not going to have them taken off other assignments, so we're going to let them just float around, hopefully catch some ghosts, hopefully just tidy the place up a little bit. And then our next kind of income we're going to spend on fleshing out this training room a little bit more. So we will extend our campus wall a little bit further down to there. We let that build. That's done. A payphone we'll bless our students with a payphone as long as it's right next to where all of the madness is happening. We can just about fit it in there. Right, okay, payphone is done. Let's slow things right down. Yeah, no, sorry, can't have that. Right. So, expanding this building all the way to here. It won't go... How did you get in the room? Oh, it's the doorway. That's weird. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's expanding the room, but it won't let me do that. How strange. Right, okay, that's fine. We'll get rid of those things, and then we'll start copying this. We'll get this on every single wall, and that should hopefully give us a nice boost to the training power of the place. And if we can just push through these last few items of training, we might be in a little bit of a better position. So now we get still a 7% boost to the learning power. So that hasn't really helped us out a lot. But those 3 should 19%. Right, so we'll let the training happen a little bit more. And as you can see, they're starting to fly up through the training, which is very good for us. So it's now student happiness, which is fine. And that could be enough for us. I don't know if it will be, though. We're still quite far off the objective. 448. And we don't have... We've still got 4 trainings scheduled in there. I'm not going to look at the points. I'm just going to stay in this room. We'll see what we've got left in our final month. And hopefully we'll get it done. We'll just continue putting these in. $488, $490, $493, $496, $500. I don't think we're going to do it. I think we're too far off. 525. Have our janitors all completed their training? We've got 2 queued up. Let's quickly put another brain jar in. What does that leave us on? 29% learning power. There's not much more we can do. We just kind of have to hope that our janitors get this done for us. But I don't think... I think we're a bit too far off now. Although, actually, we're in the last month. We're going to delete the bathroom. We'll delete the staff room. And we'll delete the library. That's less potential for rooms to get haunted and more space. So our janitors should now hopefully just go wild. And we'll see if this works. And whatever, we'll delete that as well. And then for argument's sake, I know there's still training going on, but we'll get rid of that. Then we're going to edit our room here. Remove. Get rid of that. Sell off them. And now all they're going to be doing is hunting ghosts. I don't think we're going to do it. We're still way off. But this could be a tactic that we deploy earlier on in the run to get all of our janitors just piling onto the ghosts. I don't think we're going to break our record from the last one, but again, that's another little tactic for us. No, we didn't, but 639 is not a bad score. So we will get ready to restart this and really go for it, because again, every run you learn something new, you learn a different way to kind of do it, and I think we'll be okay. So let's replay it. We were 61 off that time. Our record is 667. I think if we get rid of the rooms a little bit earlier on, because you kind of get to a point where the training will most likely not be useful. So we had less janitors there, and it might be better if we just hope that we end up with less. Maybe having a second training pod doesn't actually help us, and improving the effectiveness of our first training pod is the best way to go about it, by putting in those brain jars and just expanding the room that way. So we go again. We go again. I mean, there isn't a lot more we can do. To be honest, we do all we can with the limited finances we have, and I think we're managing it very well. It's literally just about getting the timings of everything right. So we know we start off with student happiness, and then it goes to grades, and then attractiveness, and then back to happiness. So as long as we keep people happy in that first kind of section, the film worked. That was a good kind of choice and a good plan. So we'll continue to put that on. And also stacking everything where we had it seemed to work as well. But what I might try and do is, rather than having everything down on one corridor, if we just sell this. No, not sell that. Cancel that, please. Right, we let that build first. Let's get our builds up again. Right, the dormitory we'll put in here. Then the bathroom. We're going to put the bathroom here. Then we're going to add our door back in over here. Have I moved the bathroom along one more tile, I think? And that should give us enough space to fit the door in. It's these tiny adjustments that are going to give us the win here, I think. Then we'll get rid of that whole stretch of wall just to get a little bit of money back in. And this is way too big. We're not going to be having it this big for the whole run. If we can try and get them kind of pooled into one kind of little square, we should be in a much better place moving forward for it. So a lecture theatre, we're going to put here. Then our science lab will go there. And then the training room we just can't fit it in there. So we'll put the training room here for now, giving it that little square to expand into so we can fit in brain jars, because I'm not going to build a second training pod. Then here is where our library is going to go. So we can now edit this building, remove this. We're going to put this, get rid of that for now, and then again remove this here and this here, like that. Then we will put in a door going through again. There. So we have 25,000 left and 2 good teachers right there. Okay, the traits don't bother me. That's fine. We don't have a library trained assistant there. One just popped up when I suggested a library trained assistant. Now over here, again, we're back to trying to find some OG staff members with good traits, and there aren't any. But with 12,890, this might be a good start. I refuse to curse this run though, because you know. And this is kind of where the micromanagement starts to kick in, because we are going to need janitors. So squeaky clean, dry mouth and rapid, that's okay. We'll just swap over to the requirements for them and just have them, when they get qualified in doing that, they'll be able to just seamlessly transition into the ghost capture profession. So we'll do this for all of our janitors. So right now, money and stuff, I'm going to ignore completely. Not money and stuff, the actual cleaning of the campus, we're not going to pay any mind to that at all. Just waiting for some more applicants to come in, And then lollygagger, iron bladder, bottomless pit. Damn. Bad applicants here. Just vibing to the music right now. I hope you guys can hear it and it's not loud enough that you can't hear me, but we're not getting good applicants coming in. They're all either already qualified or have bad traits. But again, like I said at the beginning of the run, these are the necessary things that you need to do. It's a lot of waiting around for just the right person to come in. Speaking of the right person, Clint Moore, you are arriving in our campus. Right, next we'll give you your training assignment for the day. And if we can just build up one more, because the training, what I should probably mention about training is you do get an estimate of how long the training is going to take. So, if I just, come on, where are you? There we go, Gary Muck here. If we go over to you and just get rid of all of these assignments and then go to your training tab, ghost capture here, the estimated training time is 12 days. And you will improve that obviously by having a better equipped training pod. And what I'm thinking about here is the amount of money that we spend on a brand new training pod. We could upgrade the training pod that we already have and then boost its effectiveness by adding some of the brain jars and stuff around it. And I think the upgrade is 15,000. So 15,000, we could then get in 5 brain jars for the cost of a brand new training pod. So that's the option I'm going to go with this year. Right, okay, people are coming in now. We've got student happiness queued up. What I should have done was save a bit of money so that I could queue up a funny film immediately. But if we capture 5 ghosts in that in the first half of a month, we're not going to be able to do that. We're almost done through the first half of the month anyway, so that's not going to work. Yeah, we're not going to be able to schedule in a film, so that's fine. We'll schedule one in between September, October time, so that's okay. Now then, we got one trained already, which is good. Whew. Now we can afford to schedule in our first film in the lecture theatre, and we're going to do once again, oh no, the sci-fi film's 6,000. So I'm still going to do the sci-fi film because that seemed to work very well for us at the very beginning of the last run. Gave us that nice boost to the education rating of our students, which allowed us to maximize our profits in the second part of the playthrough. So we are now going to schedule in that film. That is the sci-fi film scheduled in. And then at the end of this month, we'll hopefully have all of our training done and we can pop down our library in this area here. Let's just have a look. So no point hiring more janitors while we have 2 trainees on the go. So we might actually be able to do this with less janitors because we didn't get 30 last time and we were almost at our record score. I'm also acutely aware of the fact that I've not put any radiators in the campus yet, so we do need to be kind of careful with that. But at the moment, the student happiness isn't really affected by things, so we're doing okay. 74% is alright in my book. And once they go to this sci-fi film, we should be even better, because that'll give them a 20% boost to their happiness. I also don't want to be spending too much money on staff wages in this early part, because that's something that we're going to have to factor in. Right, okay, that's 24 grand, which is enough to put our library in. Now, I was going to put the library down here, but I've just had a thought. If I just grab my library template here, it's a 4x4 library We could squeeze it in there. It would involve moving the dormitory door. But if we could move things around a little bit, we can then just get rid of this entrance. We'll okay that. Then we'll bring our training room to here. I'm just trying to work out what the best course of action is, because if we can funnel everything into that area, just a second, right? What I'll do is we want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another one there. We'll okay that. We'll let that build.
Or the art of doing something again. Wait.
We need to get the library in very quickly because students have assignments that they need to do. Pause it now that that's been built. Pick up the lecture theatre and move it to there. Grab the library. And then if we add like an extra little nub in there, we'll be able to actually put it in. But I'm thinking more about just moving the door on the dormitory right now. So let's just sell the food groups poster and then grab the door here. Oh, not the whole dormitory, Lee. I do that every time. Right, can I fit my library in now? No. It's still a no-go. Right, okay. What if I pick up the door here and just edge it across? Yeah, that'll do. And then can we now pick up this entire dormitory and move it along one? No, we can't. That doesn't fit either. We need to keep it really compact. That's the issue. So if we just pick this sunflower up and move it to here, grab the melody poster and move it to here, we can then grab this whole dormitory again. It's not the one. The door, put it there, and hopefully now we can finally put in our challenge mode library. Yes, there we go. Right, that goes in. Sell the invalid items. And then our lecture theatre, if I can somehow pick this up and just spin it round, there we go. Then we'll get our build tools again. We'll remove this little spot. And then do we have anything else that we can remove? Yes, we can. We can just shift this toilet here and put it there. And then we can get rid of an entire section there. Like that. Now that we've got a little bit of money, we're going to edit our training room and just increase the size of it there. And we'll need to just move our bits and pieces there all the way to that side. Right. Improvements have been made. Good. Our library is in. Oh, I rejected that. Oops. He's failed his assignment, but it's actually already in there. And now we have an assistant in there. Now we may be a little bit behind here. So you are capturing a ghost, but I want you to actually dehaunt that room for me. All of these have a warning on them, but it's literally because people can't access them because of the science hub. So I'm just going to move the science hub. There we go. Right then. Woof. Okay. Where were we? We need to hire some more janitors. So we're going to get 1. 2. Job assignments. Those 2 janitors. We will leave those 2 janitors working on cleaning and maintenance. You are just going to do that. And right, so all of our ghost hunting trained janitors are now only going to be capturing ghosts. As soon as we get a bit more money in, we hire some more janitors and then really start the push. Because if we don't have janitors training, we aren't going to succeed. The most important thing is going to be getting that training done. So let's just make sure that these janitors, as soon as they come in, aren't doing anything. And perhaps we should now put in a couple of radiators. Like, a couple is all I can actually afford, so we can put a little one in there. And another little one there, and I think that just about finishes it all off. Yeah, it does. Okay, good, 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 good. We've got a haunting going on. Go sort it for us. Now, I've not built a staff room here, so we're going to be losing staff to certain things, and we are behind, I think. 3 months in and only 45. We need to step it up. Right. Now we've got some more cash in. I'm just going to quickly have a look at my training tab. See if we have anyone queued up. We don't, so we're going to need to queue up some more trainees. I'm going to continue to train some of my staff in ghost capture, even though I want them to do multiple things, because as you can see here, they're managing to clean up the ectoplasm and stuff as we go. And we'll also put in a brain jar. Our first brain jar will go there. And then we'll add a few more training monitors just around here. I can fit another one in there if I just move the radiator. Okay, beautiful. Right. We can fit another one on that wall there. Right, great. Now we're talking, actually. Let's have a look. 11% learning power. And enough money in the kitty for another janitor. So we will hire... Can I hire this one yet? I'm going to hire this one with mechanics. Because if I get to a point where I can actually upgrade the training pod, that's probably going to be a good call for us, really. Hi, Pandy. We're doing okay. We are slowly getting there. We hit, I think we got 637 on our last one, so still off the pace of our like record run, but slowly getting places, I think. I'm just trying to like create choke points and stuff now to keep the ghosts in one place, and what I have worked out is towards the end of the year I'm just going to delete most of the rooms and hope that we've got enough to push things through, because it's been pretty tough, this one, if I'm being honest. Pretty tough. But the last one was a very good run and we did kind of get somewhere. How are you doing? So we are a little bit off the pace here. But let me have a look at how many staff did we have? How many janitors have we got? 10. I'm just thinking next month, if I don't have any, if I have training scheduled, I have 2 trainees scheduled. I think it's going to drop down to 1. We have someone who's trained in mechanics. If we have enough to upgrade this next month, we're going to put the upgrade in.
What comfort you all seem to take in your cookie cutter days. Another weekend,
Yes, we do.
another
Right, so
Witchburger,
we'll upgrade
another
that. That's going to take
glorified
41
re-release of
days.
the picture theatre.
It is affected by having a janitor who's well trained in mechanics, which we have one at level 2. Then we are going to hire some more janitors that we can queue up for training. So there's 2 there. That's a 3rd. Then we'll take all of these guys off basic cleaning duties in preparation for their training. Then we'll queue up the training. I can't believe how close I got. I really thought we'd done it. And then I was so disappointed about the last run to finish it off because I thought we would have got there, but we didn't. And that's just a bit of a shame. I can't afford that training, but that's okay. We should capture a few more ghosts and that'll give me enough in the kitty to actually... There we go. We can already schedule that in.
Talking about my collection of ceramic vowels.
Right then. 99. Are you upgrading it for us now? Yes. Whew. Right. Yeah, always. Each time, every time I do it, every time we reset it. This is the last one. We're going to do it this time. I promise. Nope, it doesn't work out like that. Where's our ghost capture? There we go. We'll put you in there to dehaunt that room. Do we have someone in there dehaunting that one? Yes, we do. But I think what we'll do is we'll find our 5-star one. I know you're on a break, mate, but we need you in here. Yeah, the curse of the gamer. Absolutely. We are 600 off, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months left of the year. So we still need to get about 100 a month to hit the objective. Everything's going to help us out, so we can do it. We can do it. I believe in us. 11% training power on that training room. Once it gets upgraded, though, the training power will increase. And if we just have a quick look at what training we've got queued up, we have 1, 2, 3 queued up. So we are okay. We don't need to hire another janitor yet because there's absolutely no point. But what I will do is just refresh the pool. Apart from you. And we'll actually hire you. And again, we'll take you away from the basic cleaning duties so that we can then train. That's our training pod upgraded, which is good. Now our training room, it still has an 11% boost to learning power, but this training pod itself will increase the speed at which we are training people. Then we'll start adding in our first brain jars. And continue rejecting requests from students. So we're at 22% learning power in there, so next time we get someone going in to train, it should be a nice quick training process. We've got 1, 2 queued up. Let's queue up more there and another one there. Can't afford that one, so we'll just let things run a little bit. Get one more ghost captured. There we go. Right. What are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're only at 142. Okay.
About one particular sequel. Yes, the follow-up to Mr.
We need 5 more janitors. That'll take us up to 20. And I think once we get to 20, I might start pushing for level 2 ghost capture on some of my staff.
Entitled Perilous Spandex 2, The Handles of Love, received the coveted Piece of Garbage Award.
Oh, man.
A little award that I bestow to highlight as a public service announcement, really, those films most bereft of value in our county's rich tradition of abominable
These guys are,
filmmaking.
Get inside, please. Just get inside. You, get inside. In fact, I don't want you to capture the ghost, actually. I want you to, where are you? Go dehaunt that room for me before it gets to full capacity. See, this lot are on a break. And we can't really have that. So we're just going to have them in here and do some more stuff for us. And I think there might be a haunting about to happen in there. Yep, caught that one. More brain jars. 27% learning power. So the brain jars actually increase it by 4%. So we're starting to get diminishing returns now on them. We've already lost all of the training monitor ones, and there's no more, really, I don't think anyway, that increased training power in here. Even like stuff like circuit boards, they don't help either. So now we're just in a position where we just need to continue hiring staff. Oh, I didn't realize you could do that. If you actually drag the staff members straight over the training, they will immediately queue up for training. I wish I'd known that. But, you know, you learn something every time you play the game. Oh my god, what a great idea. I mean, I can't afford to train them yet, but... So that's a shame. Off they go. And immediately get scared to death by ghosts. Fantastic. Right. We are at the point now where I think it's going to be very, very difficult. But yeah, that is helpful. That's a very helpful little tidbit that I wish I'd known long before playing the game. But no, we don't have the luxury of that. Just running in blind all the time. And now we're going to take everybody off assigned tasks to clean and make the campus look good. We just want people hunting ghosts now. Because we're not going to get up to level 3 on our training machine. We're just not going to have enough to be able to do that. Alright, okay, so we are now approaching 200. Meaning we've got 500 left to get and only 4 months to do it. So we are going to need to improve the amount of ghosts that we're capturing very quickly here. And I reckon if we just take one more look at our training... We have 1, 2, 3, 4 queued up still and 17 janitors. So I'm going to hire another janitor there. And then as soon as we've got money in, we're going to hire another one. And then once we get another applicant, we'll hire this final one. When we get money, there we go. Right. No more janitors are going to come in. We're just going to see if we can do it with the 20 that we've got. So as soon as I've got an opportunity to, we're going to get their training done. And as you can see, we drop into debt for the first time there, which isn't great. So this could be a bad run. That being said, money is now derived from environmental attractiveness. So let's we can actually start training someone else. So we've got more trainees that we can queue up. And then another one there. So that's all of our training queued up. We have, how many do we have? 6 queued up for training. Right. We're about to get a haunting in there, so let's just quickly grab this one, have him stop that, and you quickly go in there and stop that. Now, what's happening? What have we got here? That's going on in the lecture theatre, and that's going on in the lecture theatre. We can actually remove the science lab now, so that goes. and we'll remove the bathroom. Then we'll reduce the size in here. Okay. 267. We need 400 and something. Now, brain jars everywhere. What does that leave us on? 33% learning power. And what I could do is, we could be really, or at least attempt to be really efficient and just build brain jars all the way down here as well. What does that leave us at? It's 36%, so we can't get it any higher due to, you know, we're just not going to be able to. The returns have diminished so much, they're no longer going to give us any benefit whatsoever. So all we need to do is hope that our trainees can come in and train as quickly as possible.
And that's
300, 400 to go.
This has all been delivered with one rather heavy
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to happen either.
If I were ever to be involved in a second rendition of anything, I can be certain in telling you that it would be for good reason. And, if anything, would surely be a bigger, better, pickle-worthier version of what had come before it. How was that?
What are we on now? Okay, right. Everyone is not going to be able to use the library now. Or that lecture theatre either. This is now just purely a ghost capture mission. We'll get them all confined into this area here. I'm taking a big risk, so let's just see if this pays off. And then what we need to do is try and just make this place look really attractive, because the last thing we want is to have our students running off and quitting the course. That actually does give us enough money to make a bit of space in here. We can afford 2 more training pods. Right, let's just see if this works. This has now become a bit of a mess, but I think if we can... What do you mean not reachable? Don't give me that. Is it because of all of the brain jars in the way? I think it probably is. No, it's not. I think it is because of all of the brain jars in the way. Let's just... So we have to still consider everything that's in terms of movement and stuff. Right, that's 1. If we can lose a couple more brain jars, we're at 34% learning power there. And that takes us down to 33%. So those brain jars were barely affecting things. But now we've got plenty of pods. We can hire more staff members and immediately train them in ghost capture. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in there now. Let's get 6. In fact, no, let's just fill this place up. Go, go, go. Come on. What do we need? We need a lot. We need 350. We're about to get a haunting in there. Let's just quickly pause, grab my most senior ghost hunter. Get that room de-haunted. Now the problem is, at the end of this month, we will lose most of our cash. So, I'm very quickly going to start training some level 2 ghost captures. Right, that'll do. I don't think any of them are going to do it. I think we're going to miss out on this one again because we are very far off. We haven't even got the silver objective yet, and yeah, that I don't see us getting over 300 in such a short space of time. Because they don't seem to be very well stacked up anyway. So if we can actually just edit the building and try and just force everything into like one location. Like that. They will hopefully go in. It looks like they're basically drawn to the dormitory because that dorm was absolutely packed. So it's pretty much all or nothing. If they can actually get there, now that we've got this area here, it's just a case of waiting and seeing how far this goes. But I can't see us doing it now. I think we're way off. Staff aren't even going for training. Might be because I don't have a door here, so let's put a door there. I think having that door, like, thoroughfare was pretty key last time, so we're going to have to try and, like, revisit that sort of stuff again, because
learning on the job on campus radio.
It didn't seem to help us very much.
Someone for using this next song. Sorry, I just really don't know. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. Here we go.
And this is probably our worst run, so this is going to be a run that I would advise against doing. Maybe selling everything off wasn't the right thing to do at all. And we kind of need to just settle on a target for our... Yeah, I know, whatever. I don't... Oh, so you can go bankrupt at minus 30,000, which is very low. And that's probably to stop things like this happening and stop people trying to brute force it. So the game has beaten me, drat. I'm going to have one more go before I call it quits for the night. So we'll see what we can come up with. I'm just trying to... So what we need to do is we need to try and have more money. It was worth a try, Georgia, you're right. I think rather than like grinding up the amount of janitors we've got, yes, it's that famous kind of one more go. But I promise this is one more go. I've got a lot of stuff to prepare for this weekend, so... Right, that's our building in. Now, we'll pop down our first campus building. Like so, with a door here. And a door on the other side as well, I guess. Right. So now the aim is going to be to try and have one straight corridor running all the way through the campus. Once we've got that in place, we can think about where we're going to put our rooms. So that's down. The dormitory is key. So what I'm going to try and do is put my dorm in, like here. We put it there. That's the dormitory. Then we'll get in our bathroom, like I did last time. That can go there. And then we will put down the usual stuff. Lecture theatre. There. And a science lab, which is gonna go, I'm gonna put it here for now. But I want to keep that thoroughfare all the way through, like for the entire duration. So we're not going to eat into that at all. So if I expand the back wall here, we can then just put all of our buildings here in place. I'm going to put that there. Then that's going to allow me to move this door down to there. Which means I can then put the dormitory here and the bathroom here. Then we'll grab the science lab and we'll just put the science lab right there. Then we'll leave a space for our library. But the training room is going to go in here. Like so. Then what we can do is we can actually get rid of the walls that we've put in here. And this one as well. And this one. If we move that, get rid of it. And get rid of that. I could build a brand new library just in this corner here when I can afford it, rather than just using my stock one. Just build a very small library. In fact, I do have a bit of money, so I'm going to do that. Put that there, that there, that there, and we only need like those basic things in there for now. Let's see if we can get a library trained staff member in. Excellent. Now we've got a nice tiny campus that we're not going to expand much at all, and if we do expand it, it's going to be this training room, and we'll just put a little bit of space in down the bottom there. So we have library, dorm, training room, everything that we need there. Now let's hire our teachers. We're going to need to hire some good teachers, like we said last time. You're pretty good, and I'll also put in some food and drink stuff. We don't have a staff room. I don't know if I'm going to build one. Let's just have a quick look at how much the staff room costs, actually. Because you can actually put a staff room in without any items inside it. It just needs a door. And what will then happen is the staff will just go there, rest for a little bit, and then come back to work. So my thinking is, if we can add a little bit of extra on here, like so. I don't want my staff to go outside when they're on a break. That's the thing that I'm struggling with, because they go outside and then they're away from work for too long. If I get rid of this entrance and then put the side entrance in instead, we keep that thoroughfare, but that's going to allow us to move the library here, keeping that like singular door intact, and then we can put in a staff room right there with a door in, and they just go in there and then they stare at the wall for a little bit and then come back to work. Right, now we have only the one janitor. We can't afford to hire a second one, so for now our basic janitor here with the level 5 in ghost capture is gonna have to hold down the fort for us. But what we didn't have last time was the library. So, unresolved campus requirements. What am I missing? Oh, I need another school spirits teacher, and I can't afford one. Right, that's okay. We can delete the library for now. We know we've got that space assigned. I'll find another school spirits teacher. We will just take this one. It's only level 2, but that's okay. Now we at least have enough money to put forward you. And we'll just make sure that you don't have anything done. And then we'll queue up your training in ghost capture. And I've got enough spare cash, so we'll hire another one. Squeaky clean, weak bladder. Ah, the gold standard staff member there. That's good. The only thing they were missing was being pre-trained in ghost capture. So in this run, we're not actually going to need to do any adjustments to our campus layout. We've managed to get everything in. So all we need to do is schedule training and just make sure we're on top of that. If we do any expansion, it's going to be with our training room. We'll start our year. We'll build the library in that little space that we've got. And we can actually keep all of our students happy. Here come the ghosts. So, as you can see, we're already getting to work.
Here to tell us more is Hugh.
And let's put down some heaters.
That's right.
Large radiator in the bedroom as well. Medium-sized one there. And then another one there. Cool, right. We are starting brightly. We've trained some staff already. And one of them's going in to get trained again.
Leading theories range from haunted wood to tectonic shifting. But one fraternity is claiming
5.
responsibility for the anomaly.
Okay, so 700 is our target.
It wasn't that heavy. We can move it back if you like.
We have 12 months.
Maggie, back to you.
Let's do some maths. So 700 over 12 months breaks down to around about, I guess, 75 a month. Well, no, not even that. It's about 60 a month over 12 months. Yeah, so it's maybe even a little bit less than that. But 60 a month is our target. We're obviously not going to get that in our first month, as you can see. But what we can now do is put in that library again. Now, the interesting thing about the library is we do actually need to put an extra item in there that isn't in the standard setup. And that item is the... was it a computer cubicle? Yeah, a computer cubicle. And we're going to have to put 2 in because they get used quite a lot. And that drops us down a little bit in terms of our finances. So next up, we're going to need to hire some more janitors. Now, I do like ones that are trained in aerodynamics because they move around your campus a lot quicker. So we'll grab this one. And we will we'll keep his training, like his staff assignments on for now. But what we'll need to do, I think I'll save it for the mid-year. And in the middle of the year, we'll have them run off and stop focusing on cleaning up the campus and stuff. One more ghosty, please. Right, we're only on 20. We have no training scheduled, so let's do that next. We seem to be training very quickly in that room at the moment, so it's not actually the training that's the issue. There we go. Right. What I have done is not scheduled in a film, and that's a bit of a problem because that film would have kept our students very happy, and I don't have the ability to do it, unfortunately. So we've missed the mark on that, which puts us at a slight disadvantage with the student happiness, but that's okay. Let's hire another janitor. And again, another one. We'll drop him in. Oh, he's gone straight on campus maintenance, not the training that I want him to do. Right, training. Ghost capture. There we go. Next up, can we get another one in just in time? Yes, we can. And he's, again, gone on campus maintenance. But at least we can queue his training up. That's fine. So, 8 janitors. I have a slightly better feeling about this one than the other ones. Simply because I think we've got the layout okay now. And that training is not taking very long. So I think maybe we should keep our janitor pool quite small. Still want to try and get to around about 15, maybe even 20. And then what we'll do is we'll focus on getting into like ghost capture level 2.
At all costs? We've all asked that question. Here's Wonder with the answer.
The thing is, there's got to be a point where either having more janitors trained in ghost capture level 1 or
Last week, I advised
less janitors but trained in a higher skill of ghost capture becomes like the most efficient way of doing the level. That's what I'm struggling to work out right now.
My roommate made up a mnemonic
And we
device
are a
for
little
something
bit
on my
behind our
course, and it was
usual
so
kind of
effective that I can't remember what
point.
it stands for. All I have left is decorate my salamanders
So
nightly.
we are going to need
And
to
what's
step it
that?
up a little bit.
Sorry,
We normally
Jessie.
have around about
Back to
50 at this
studying
point.
alone.
There was about to have a haunting in one of those rooms there, so we'll grab Forbes. Forbes is then going to go in here, which is where I think the haunting was. No, it wasn't. In there, though. Right. Good. I thought I saw something shaking, which was the staff room's about to become haunted, though. He's capturing a ghost. You have captured a ghost. Get in there. De-haunt that room for me. Student happiness has somewhat kind of improved as well, though, so that's good. That's going to give us a bit of money coming in. We've got 3 trainings scheduled and 10 janitors. So I'm going to try and hire another few janitors anyway over the course of this month. How do you think we're doing? That's my main question. How do you guys think we're doing? Do you think this is the one? Or do you not want to curse it? I won't blame you if you think this is the one and we don't get it. We put it down to player skill, not you guys, so right, so funding is now based on grades, which is very good for us. And we have 13 janitors. Nah, thank you, Pandy. Okay, we can queue up some more training. Now, I don't want any of these because they've already got stuff in and it's going to cost them too much to actually come in. We have got to 102. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 months left, and we need 600. So we're almost at the point where we need to get like 100 in a month, which I don't think I've actually managed to do yet. So we should probably step things up a little bit, but I'm just not sure which way to do it. Is it with more level 1 janitors, or do we try and train up the current pool that we've got, or at least get to 15 janitors?
Being a student is hard enough.
That's what I'm going to do. 15 janitors, and we're going to gradually train them up to level 2. Because what I'm aware of is the more janitors we have, the more it's going to cost us to maintain our staff.
this problem.
There comes a point where it costs you at least $1,500 to hire a janitor, and then $1,000 to train them in their first level of ghost capture. Level 2 ghost capture costs $2,200, which is cheaper than hiring a brand new level 1 janitor. It takes a bit longer, but we'll then be capturing ghosts much quicker. So I think going for that is a better idea. And hopefully the speed at which they capture ghosts increasing, like we've got 10 grand now, that's going to be enough for us to queue up more training. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the level 1s finished first, because we don't want the level 1s to not be qualified and just running around like headless chickens. I'm going to spend the money and set up a romantic film event though, because that's going to keep our students nice and happy. But I don't want to give them their love benches and stuff. So, where are we at for training now? 1, 2, 3. We've still got 4 queued trainings. I think it's probably time for some brain jars, so let's expand our campus building here. And then we'll expand this, and again we'll move the training monitors, the braining monitors to this wall, put that in, and then we'll copy the few spaces and gaps that we've got, get more monitors in there and more along here. Now last time I managed to squeeze in 2 more on this wall, so we're going to do the same. And I think I did it by just having this one there, and then we move along this one a touch more. Move these 2 to here. This one to here. No, I don't think it's going to fit in. Yeah, it doesn't fit. Oh well, never mind. But there we're at 7%. Now we've got enough money to put in a few brain jars as well. 22%. Good, good, good. Is that being dehaunted? Yes, it is. Right, we're at 200 now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 months left. Okay. 2 lots of training scheduled still. One more brain jar. Let's bring that up again on that tab so I can see at what point we start getting the diminishing returns from the... So now we're only getting 2% bonuses to our learning power. And at this point, I'm wondering if rather than putting in more of them, we put in something different. So we've got one more trainee going in. Look how quick they go up that level. Okay, 5 months to go, and we are on 229, so we need 471 more. Now, we don't have a mechanics trained I think we do, though. I think we do. No, we don't. Okay, right. I'm going to hire a mechanic. They're going to come in. And we're just going to leave them doing nothing for now. Then we will... So we've got someone in there. One more trainee to come in. In fact, let's just start... No. We'll leave it. Get a bit more money in. Once we've got more money, we will start working on we'll improve that machine, and then we'll queue up level 2 ghost capture. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, guys. Wait, the training's done. Yep, training is done. Let's get this room de-haunted. Yes. Cue the upgrade. So we've not got enough this month, basically. We are behind now. We need 410 and we have 4 months left. But we at least now have enough money to hire in, continue the training. That's what I needed to do. 28 days left on our training pod to get it up a level. We will start queuing up Ghost Capture level 2 trainings. And we should probably do it on some of the staff that have aerodynamics first. And we will then... The minute we go from... We've gone to environment now, so we'll sell the library. That's going to give us money, enough money to queue up some more training. And again, it's level 2 Ghost Capture. For everybody now. That's all of our money spent. And then we'll also just remove this. Look at all of the like they all kind of congregate around one kind of space. They're going to haunt the students, and then our janitors are kind of stacking up there. That is about to become haunted, so let's just quickly pause and grab the most experienced janitor to go in and sort that out for us. There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of ectoplasm. A lot of ectoplasm just on the floor there. But I don't have any janitors actually cleaning it up. I wonder if maybe we should just put some more in to just work on that. And just have them cleaning. You, Lucinda, you're only going to be cleaning right now, so just get on with that. But look at that income. We can now... What do we need still? 350. 350 needed. We're falling behind still. But we are starting to train. We've got a Ghost Capture level 2 there. Let's keep going with this. And the Ghost Capture level 2s we'll put into level 3. Maintenance is kind of taking a bit of a hit as well, but that's okay. We are just going to push on.
Harrison Wolf, and I will be your host of this little Sonic get-together. This is the party within the party. The sandwich and the lunchbox. The thing in the...
Now, what I'm going to do... Have we queued up all of the training we possibly can? Yes. Now I've got 2 here. We're going to... no, we're not going to train them. We're actually going to... Just have a look here. Have a look here. Let's see. There's another level 2. Yeah, we've got no time to sit down. There's ghosts everywhere. What are you lot trying to do?
I'll think of some words, and we'll be right back.
And again, we pause. We find our level 5 janitor. Pick them up. Put them in there to de-haunt that room. 320. We're falling behind every time. I think the start to this is definitely the key. If we don't get it in at the very beginning, we are always going to be in trouble. That looks like it's about to get haunted as well. What's going on here? We've got more scheduled for training, but none of them are actually going to train. Like this guy. Right. We are going to tell our staff never to take a break. If we can just go into our campus overview here. And our staff don't have any resignation warnings. So we're going to go to our policy tab. Staff will go on a break with any of their needs drop below specific threshold. I want them to be at 0% before they go for a break. And then I'm going to hire it. Rest is indeed for the week. We're going to put down a load more food and drinks machines. And then in the staff room, we're going to put in that. And then I think there's some energy boost from the pulpitation machine. Right, okay. %, learning power from a training room, so that's going to go real quick. What are you doing? Wants a pay rise? Sure thing, why not? Let's give you a pay rise. Right. 274 needed. It seems like we're getting worse. So that leads me to believe that, again, going back and doing the whole one janitor method was the way to go. Level 1 janitor and just having as many as we possibly can.
Star Roderick Cushion is in a spot of bother after he was photographed throwing a bagel at some photographers. It's pretty bad luck that those freelance photographers were in his bathroom at the exact moment.
Damn. Okay, well that's you know, again, we're getting a bit closer to the 500 mark now, though, so that's at least some good going. And I think what we should now do, we're not going to delete. I'm not deleting anything. Deleting stuff has not worked. And we don't have enough time to train up the level 2s because we only have the one training pod. Well, I think I'm going to need to go back to the recording from... Yeah, I think you're right, Pandy. Yeah, Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. The more janitors we have roaming around, the better. So even if they are on level 1 and it's taking them a lot longer to finish it, then they're going to do it. Yeah, so more janitors at level 1, and we'll just try and... I guess we could try and even it all out. So the really good run, I think we finished on 30 janitors. I've not gotten close to that yet, but most of the janitors I hired in that original run were like, they didn't have any extra qualifications. So we're going to do one more, and I promise one more, because I need to sort out a load of kit for a big thing on Monday, and I'm at work early tomorrow. So I will answer the call of one more, and we'll get that done. And then I will go to bed. You guys have forced my hand. Yes, Georgia, it only takes one. Honestly, it only takes one. It could be one of you just sat here all night being like, just do something else, will you, Lee? And I'd be like, yeah, okay, sure thing, why not? Right, so we get closer every time, and we kind of learn something new every playthrough. I mean, there've been a couple of real duds in it, but you know, in general, we are slowly getting there. So once again, we put this in with a nice little thoroughfare. And then we can start kind of moving things around. I'm wondering if having the dormitory like right in the middle of the space is going to be a good thing, because they do all kind of congregate around there. Basically, it looks like what the ghosts do is path towards the nearest kind of group of students. And because the students spend a lot of time in the dormitory, because we don't have a student union or a student lounge, that's what's starting to cause issues. Well, I'm glad. Like, I don't... yeah, it's very easy to get invested in something like this. This is why it kind of... I never want to stop. The challenge modes in 2 Point Campus give arguably the most replayability. I mean, until like we get like all of the DLC and all of the courses released, what I want to do is I want to do like a full course run, because there's like 20 courses in the game so far. And they have one plot of land that you could probably effectively put all of the courses on, and it would be interesting to kind of play around with that, but I have no intention of doing that because we're going to get a load more kind of courses, but that's something I would get very invested in. We'll put our lecture theatre there, which means I will... No, I'll put my lecture theatre opposite. So our lecture theatre is going to go here. And if I just make the corridors only 2 blocks wide, then rather than having these big elaborate entrances in, we'll just put the side entrances in, because they're a lot smaller, and they're going to allow us to have a very slim corridor going all the way through here. So again, we'll just pick up and move the lecture theatre to there. And then just because I like things to be neat, we'll put the door right in the middle. Now we'll grab our science lab, and that'll go there, leaving that weird little gap, which we'll not do anything about. Actually, we will get rid of it, because having this will actually decrease the... even though nobody can see it, because it's just like a little nubbin. I'm glad you appreciated that, Pandy. It would annoy me massively to look at that and just see how badly placed it was. So I'm glad somebody else appreciates it. We have 2 level 3 teachers. That sorts out our issues there. Next, we will put in our... It's just the training room we've got left to do now, isn't it? Yeah. And then our little library will go there. But for now, we'll put the staff room in. tiny little staff room with one sofa to help them recover energy. We'll put a vending machine in for food and a drinks machine in. And then for entertainment, yeah, this is a new one. This is new. I know it is. We'll put the dartboard in. No, we'll put the hamster in. The hamster's a brand new item. So let's just have a quick look at it. Oh, that's cute. Cute little hamster. They've just added this item to the game. It came out today after many community requests. It is so cute, isn't it? There's another one in there, actually. Oh, no, there's more. Hang on. Let's just quickly go down to photo mode a second. I can't get any closer. Look at this one that's stuck in the pipe. Can you see that? It's like got its... There's one sat in the corner there chilling, one stuck in the pipe, and then one on the wheel. And there's one asleep in the little house. That's very cool. Right. So that sets us all up. We've got the library that we need to put in. We now need to hire some janitors, and I need to put in the door on the opposite side. So that goes down. There we go. And then janitors. We're not going to bother with an assistant yet. So the only janitors we're hiring, and I do not care about their traits. We'll just hire these low-level janitors with no qualifications. That's very cute. Very cute. Now we'll queue up ghost capture training. What a weird phenomenon that they do that. And I've actually got enough to bring in one more janitor and queue them up for training, which gives us 5 janitors to begin with.
It's funny how your routines can change after all these years. Lately, I've been enjoying a bowl of hog logs in the morning. It's true what they say in the advert. There just wasn't enough.
Okay, here we go.
This next song is for the hog log lady.
Now, our staff are in there, having a bit of rest. We can actually immediately afford to put in a couple of radiators. Now, the first radiator I'm going to put in is for my staff. And then we'll put one in the dormitory. Do you know what? I would love a rat as a pet. I think they're so intelligent as well. Now we're going to speed it up so that we can afford some more radiators. And even just this little one. There we go. Right. Ferrets. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have the energy for ferrets either. But yes, they are very cute. Okay, the other thing we need to do actually is put in a film in this room. So we'll do that at the end of our first month and prepare for our brand new library to go in. Now we've got 5, 6. Another one trained. 7, 8. Profit. Yeah, I know you want that, but you're not getting it right now. We have stuff to do. There we go. Lecture theatre is in. Now, 1, 2. I think we can just add that onto the end of this building. And then we can put the library in very soon. Hopefully. Just pause a second and see what train. We've got 1 training scheduled and no staff member to take in the place, but we can afford to hire 1 more janitor who we will automatically queue up for training so that when our next ghost capture trainee is done, we've got another one ready to go. Now, the reason I'm not putting, like, just hiring more janitors because I've got the money to hire and train is because we need to get the library built at the end of this month. Like, as soon as that profit comes in, we've got to build that library. Right, good. Now, library time. Whew, okay, that's in, that's in, that's in. And the computer cubicle, which the students request, can go in. And they'll also request a bookcase as well. This one. Don't say I don't give you anything, students. And then we'll put a radiator in so that they can be warm. And we can just about hire another janitor, but I can't train him yet, so we want to get to 2,500. There we go. And another janitor in there and queued up for training. If I can find a way to drop him down. No, I can't, so we'll just do it outside. Get the training queued up. Nigel Tart in Ghost Capture. Okay, we now have 7 janitors at the end of month 2. But we've got our library in, and now all we need to do is train janitors. And another thing I'm wondering about is if we can afford to, maybe we should schedule more films in so that the corridors are clear of students, and in their free time they're not just running around all over the place, which is giving our janitors here in the corridors plenty of space to find and hunt the ghosts. While it's great to have these choke points, they do sometimes Oh, I need an assistant. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I'm glad you said that. I think they can just go in the library independently. It's just they can't take a book out, so they can read it but not actually do anything with it. Right, we've got a haunting. Do we have a janitor in there? We've got one going in to cleanse it now. Is it our level 5? It's a level 1. Never mind. We have no training scheduled, and we can afford to put one in though, so that's fine. That's the only way to survive, I'm afraid. No showers, no benches, just reading in the library. You can't take those books away from the library. They will be confiscated if you try to leave with them, and you will be severely punished. Now, I want to just free up this student, so I'm going to put another computer cubicle in there, and that's 10 grand in the bank. So that gives us 4 new janitors who we can automatically queue up to train in Ghost Capture. That's 1. That's 2. And because the other 2 are already trained in something, we're going to get rid of them. And then we'll extend our campus building by a couple of blocks. They absolutely are, Pandy. Like, yeah, you leave with that book, you'll find out why there's so many ghosts haunting the place. And at this point, because we don't have showers, are they even ghosts, or are they just like large clouds of stench that students have left behind? Just some food for thought there. Right. 7% learning power. There's no point upgrading it to level 2. We don't have the time to make use of it. I don't think we trained many staff at all in the last one.
Without filling up your cupboards. Oh yeah. Crumley's unfoldable pizza.
But as we have the money now, we'll put in our first brain jar. Yeah, they're not actually cleansing ghosts. They're just spraying air fresheners around. That vacuum, if you actually reverse the animation, it looks like they're spitting out a ghost. And it could be like they're spitting out a nice cloud of stench. Who knows? Anyway, at the end of our last kind of runs, when we've been in around about November, we've only had around about 50 ghosts, and I'm happy to report that we are now at 64. Now, that's pretty good going. As soon as we get another 2,500, I'm going to hire another janitor and queue them up for training. If we just have a look at our training room right now, it's 11% learning power. That's 2,500. So we'll get another oh, no, none of those janitors are good enough. So that's fine. We'll just hope that we get some with no qualifications next time. There's one. What happened there? I don't want you to do campus maintenance. I want you to train, please, as a ghost hunter. And we actually have another one here who hasn't... Oh, because they're not actually a janitor. I was wondering how one had slipped through the net, and it turns out one hadn't slipped through the net. So, as we couldn't afford it, we're going to add in some more brain jars, because we've not found a janitor that's suitable for what we want. %18 learning power now. And another janitor gets to come in. Training in ghost capture. We're at 100 and it is mid-December. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 months now. Oh, I've just noticed a haunting's about to kick off in there, so you get yourself in the library and de-haunt it, please. Two trainings left scheduled, and we have money. Can we hire another janitor? Have we got one ready? Yes, we do. That gets us up to 3 training. We still have an 18% learning power boost, and we have 13 janitors. Alright. I'm kind of holding my breath at times. I just realised. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because bloody hell. I was like, I keep realising I'm not talking because I'm focused and trying to work things out. And then I'm like, I'm also holding my breath. So not only are you not talking much, you're also about to pass out. Wow. Wow. Although, if you're going to pass out playing a game, I think Guitar Hero would be the one I'd want to pass out to playing, because that's like thoroughly rock star energy, isn't it? Right. Sit rep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months left to go. 400 and... No. 6 months left to go. 540 to get. And our training room is now at 29% learning power. Right, there's a haunting about to happen in that room there. So if we can just pick up Mr. Marathon here, he can go in there and de-haunt it. Let's hire another janitor and queue them up for ghost capture. Whew, right then. And again. More janitors, please. And I think I can hire another one there to take us up to 18. Now, rather than hiring another one, I know I can afford it. We're just going to put another brain jar in. 30% learning power. Really good. $200. Bronze objectives are now complete, and we can bring in another janitor as soon as possible. I'm just going to hire in this janitor here. Yeah, I have noticed that there's fewer ghosts accumulating, and I don't know if that's an issue game-wise or that we are actually doing a job here. Let's quickly grab you. You're not doing anything, but you're queued for training, so you're not going to help. And get in there, dehaunt the room. 19 janitors. 20. We've got loads queued for training. And we're just going to duplicate this brain jar at the end of the month. And that takes us up to 31% brain power. So we're not actually... we've got massively diminished returns on those. So we're not actually going to put any more in. We're just going to focus now on hiring and queuing up training. And then what I'm going to do now as well is, actually, we're going to just have any staff member now that is trained in ghost capture. We're only going to have them capturing ghosts. We've got plenty of staff that are kind of in the training pool ready to kind of move into that ghost capture field. And they can like pick up the slack around the rest of the campus, like repairing and cleaning and stuff. Whilst the others just focus on exterminating ghosts. It's because it's a repeat object. So at the moment, the only stuff that increases the training kind of capacity and the like effectiveness of your training is the brain jar and these. But as you have more in, the stacks build so much that you then get diminished returns on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 438 needed. We're a little behind. And what I also think I'll do is our level 5 ghost hunter. Let's put you just on haunted rooms. I don't like that idea. I think that might be a bad thing to do, so we'll put you back on ghost capture. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 400 in 4 months. Yeah, we're not getting enough. We're not getting enough. But I don't think hiring more will help because we can't train them in ghost capture yet. Yeah, I think that that was a good call to not take him off. We'll leave him on. Why is there so many requests for benches? We don't need benches right now. Or payphones, unless you want to ring and call the Ghostbusters. That, you know, that'll help us out. If we get enough money here to build a second training pod, we'll do that.
In the news today, pop star Jasmine
Or
Odyssey
if
has
we can,
everybody talking after sharing
yeah, we
an
don't have anyone
image of
trained
a
there.
spatula. Fans are debating whether this latest post is a cryptic suggestion of music to come or simply a kitchen-based mistake. It's
30,000, so we're shy of getting another one. Yeah, that they are just completely in denial about the ghosts and stuff. Right, I'm going to try and reduce the amount of people in that, like, corridor and give our janitors a chance to try and clear some ghosts out as much as possible by scheduling films in there. Because we are kind of getting areas, there's probably choke points here that we don't want. So whilst it's been a good kind of call to do that in the short term, now that we're getting to this point, we might be in a little bit of a situation where we need to
but what is clear is that we'll be discussing it for
free up a bit of space. So putting films on, like as you can see when they go into their lessons, the ghosts are kind of trapped in this corridor and they can't do anything. My thoughts are then, getting to 20 probably isn't necessary. I think maybe 15 should be the minimum, because if we have a look at our training right now... No, not you. Go away. Here, not there either. Where's my training tab gone? Training. We still have, what, 1, 2, 3 queued up for training. What we could do is get to 15, get them all to level 1, and then put them up. Because this is small enough that I think there's going to be enough space for it. And, yeah. Like, that training could be better used by putting someone into, like, level 2. Because we're at 400 now. We still need to get, like, 300 to hit the gold. Thankfully, though, when they're in their lessons... Yeah, because we've got janitors knocking around here who are pretty useless at the moment, because... In fact, I'm going to cancel their training. I know, I've been spoiling you all this week, Anna. Sorry. Welcome to the stream. We are continuing to attempt the gold objectives in the latest 2 Point Campus DLC. And it's very difficult. Playing horrible games with us, basically. But we're kind of working out a strategy. So yeah, I think far too many janitors. I don't know what magic formula we'd come up with in that run the other night where we nearly did it, but my god, I wish I could have it again. Now, if I can just get a few of them trained up to level 2, while everybody else is kind of capturing ghosts, this might improve things a little bit for us. And as you can see, with students being in the film, the janitors have like free reign to absolutely destroy the ghosts, which is actually bringing us a little bit closer. And then one of them will go off and get trained, and hopefully... Yeah, we've got a fair few ghosties. We are just vacuuming them up. But yeah, we're 200 short going into the last month. So unless we have some really big kind of jumps. Now, as it's the last month, I'm going to give my staff... I've just noticed something there. I'm going to try and give them, like, a massive pay rise. So we're satisfying all of the staff pay requests, and then we'll just give them a huge pay rise. And if that makes them really happy, they might then just suddenly be very, very willing to hunt ghosts for the next month and capture loads of them and make my life much easier. Whether or not that's going to happen, I can't say. But we are at now 527. We're way off, though. Like, we were up at 600 or so before. Oh, wow. I'm not surprised you're dead, Anna. Well, let me soothe you for a little bit in the last few minutes of the stream, because I don't think I've got it in me to do another one. Well, 555. Okay. So there obviously comes a point where the scales kind of tip, and it's probably better to have higher level ghosts in your campus. Higher level ghosts, higher level janitors. You know what? As Anna's just got here, fine. It does. It really does. Anna's just got here, so I'm giving it one more go, and then I am going to bed. Yeah, we don't want higher level ghosts. We need lower level ghosts so that they can just destroy themselves, please. Right, we're doing one more so that Georgia can finish her... What were you doing? Where has it gone? I've lost what you were... What were you making? Earrings. You were making earrings, weren't you? Yes, earrings. Georgia's got earrings to finish. You have until I complete this level, well, complete this run, to finish your earrings. And then hopefully Anna will be ready to start her day and feel a bit more awake with the coffee. And I will have golded out this challenge mode. And then I can tweet 2 Point Studios and be like, ha! Did it again. Please don't. Wolfie's on holiday, so I don't think she will. And if she does, I'll be very upset. Right, so last time we learned that having the dormitory right in the middle here was probably a good idea. So we're going to bring that back again. Oh, I'm very glad, guys. I have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And it's been a good week doing the streams and the Planet Zoo stuff. So, I mean, it's not going to be like this every week. I just have had a bit more free time this week. Like I said, next week gets very busy for me. So I might not even have time to do a stream next week. But if I do, it will be on the Thursday slot for sure. But yeah, I'm hoping to do one. It just might be a bit tight because I'm recording a video for a company that I work with sometimes, and then I'll have to edit that because it's got quite a tight turnaround. But hopefully I'll be able to put something out at least, Planet Zoo based. Because what I want to do is start kind of planning out the next steps in Arcadia and moving on to a new kind of section of that. Oh, I never do. I don't, yeah. I mean, this is one of the things that kind of... I can never understand how people who do create content manage to find the time to actually do it, because I go through phases where I'm super productive on it and then I'm not at all. But then there is like an element of pressure because of how the YouTube algorithm works and all of that sort of annoying stuff. It can really be a bit of a time sink, and it gets quite frustrating when you're just trying to put stuff out. Oh, well, never mind. That's okay, Anna. Good luck. Right, which one of you messaged her and told her to come and keep me playing? Anna never planned to stay. You just messaged her and told her to come along and keep me playing for one more, didn't you? That's exactly what happened. I'm on to you guys. I know what you're playing at. Right, staff room. More like naff room. We're not doing the staff room. We're going to leave that space blank. Then we've got the library that'll go in eventually. We'll just expand it out a little bit. We have our toilet, we have our dorm, we have our library. Okay. Let's hire some teachers. I knew it. And now if Wolfie comes in right at the end of this, I'm going to know exactly what the plan was all along. Is this guy's name Juan Flan? Oh, it's June Flan. I thought they were called Juan Flan. Would you like Juan Flan or two?
This is Felicity Bellbottom.
I'll just have the one, thank you.
Radio, where we do
Yeah,
all
this
the
is...
work for none of the
I am
pay.
getting tired.
We've got a great show for you. But first, here's some music.
Right then. Let's hire a librarian so I don't forget, just while I've got the time to do it. And then we're going to grab this teacher. I don't know what's missing. Am I missing something, guys? Don't think I am. Obviously the library. Right. Yeah, very much 2 AM party humour that, you know, when everybody's left and there's only like a few people left and it just descends into absolute patter. That's what we call it here, patter. Right, we've got one more janitor to take us up to 5. Cue their training up. We've got a film scheduled in. We just need to hire another teacher. And then hopefully we can give this another go. Whew, okay. I mean, it's only 20 to 11 here in the UK, so I'm in a much better... it's not the 1 AM finishing time of last night's stream with all of the stress that was contained within. So that's at least something. So my plan is 15 janitors. And then a lot of training. Let's do this. Now, janitor already going in there and getting some training in, so we will grab some radiators and throw them into the dormitory here. And then again, all the way along the corridors, with a little one on the corner end here. There we go. Right. We now have our first trainee in ghost capture completed. We've got 3 queued, so that's okay. We'll just continue to let that rise. So we get 15, then we just train them up to the next level. This should be number 3 being trained now. And then what we're going to do is just because our staff are going to need them. We put in a couple of vending machines here, and then some entertainment in the form of the astronomical spider, which is a very cheap item, and then that's that done. Now the library's been requested, so we'll
Sometimes I'm there writing an essay.
do you think we could potentially do this without the need to put a library in?
Event for campus radio, and it just dawns on me.
I'm not so sure.
Multitasking wasn't so great. This would all be a bit much. Thanks, multitasking.
Right, more janitors. So that's one. And two. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the library for now. Like, we are changing one slight thing every time. So, oh, that's another thing I needed to do. We're just gonna change our policy here so that they can't go for that break until they've got a 0%. And this should take us up to 9 janitors, so only 6 more to go. Yeah, now's not. You're right. Now is not the time for that. We did have a. No, I don't think we've got enough money to even build the library yet. We may need to sell some stuff to fund our school's library. Yeah, I can't even afford the library right now. Trying to think about what we can actually sell. But there's not much we can get rid of. I know what I'll get rid of. This double jump bed. There we go. And it was the computer cubicle that I needed, but I can't afford it right now, so we'll just confirm that room. And I think once we capture one more ghost, there we go. Right now we can put in the computer cubicle. Right there. And there's a haunting about to happen in there. Are you trained in ghost capture? No. Are you? No. Are you? Yes. You just get in there and de-haunt that room. Right then. No, I know, it is steady. I like it. Every now and then we get like a little bump up. It's been a bit of a weird one because I've been streaming so much. I've been getting some subs coming in and then they've just kind of dropped off the next day. But YouTube does this thing where they do like an audit. So any kind of like bots or channels that have kind of subscribed and then not watched any of your content, they just consider that to be a bot or like a sub that isn't real, so they remove it, which can be quite difficult, but that's just the way it works. And I'd rather have active subscribers who are coming to streams and commenting on videos, regular kind of sort of active subscribers, than just having a huge number of subscribers in here who aren't really interacting with the channel, because you know, in the grand scheme of things, I am very small still and I don't have a lot of like bump, but it is really nice to have that up there. And like the number of subscribers that I have never really puts me off, and I don't really check the numbers a lot. When I first started doing this, I would check them so much and it got very yeah, it did get quite demoralizing sometimes, especially when you've got few subscribers and then you like lose some. You're like, oh, what am I doing wrong, and all of that sort of stuff. But it's a very, you know, this was always kind of like a hobby for me. I wasn't somebody who kind of came into it and was like, I want this to be my job and all of that sort of thing, because that's very unrealistic. Exactly. Quality over quantity. Now, have we got a haunting going on in there? We've definitely got one in here, and that's being addressed right now. They've asked for the book display in the library, so we'll get that in there. That is very true, though. Yeah, if it's like informative stuff and it just automatically takes you off, it can get very frustrating. But one thing, you know, you can do is like a video of theirs or something. But yeah, it doesn't really help. If you like a video, it goes into like your liked videos playlist or something. But yeah, it's not. Yeah, I mean, that is what's important for me. It's just having a nice little community. I'm not like a try-hard gamer or anything, and you'll not get me doing like headshot montages and stuff. I just want to have a nice time and play games and create fun stuff. And then every now and then jump on a stream and have a good time, because this sort of stuff, this content creation and stuff, it's not permanent. It's never something that kind of I've ever thought about pursuing long-term as a career. Like, I'm looking to have a career change myself at the moment, and I'm looking to get into teaching, and then, you know, I've got a lot of things to consider in my life at the moment. So my girlfriend, if me and my girlfriend move in together, that's going to change kind of my creation schedule and my kind of streaming schedule and things like that. So all of that is something that you need to take into account. So it's nice to have a community that kind of understands and respects those sort of things, because it's not always like that. And I choose deliberately not to play games that oh yeah, I'll definitely be putting the villager getting attacked and let down by its broken legged citizens and raiders and stuff and bears. That's all gonna happen, I promise. It's actually kind of, since I started doing the streaming and stuff, I've kind of reframed how I feel about some of the content on the channel that I've been slowly working on, and it's kind of made me consider whether it's worth actually continuing with those things at all, or just dropping them and removing them from the channel and just pushing on with the stuff that we're doing in the here and now, because that is stuff that I'm having a lot more fun with. So yeah, that's maybe something that I will come to think about in the future. Right, we've hit 15. So now the plan is, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 months down, we've got 7.5 months to get 723. So we still need to be getting like 100 a month, basically.
We know it's our employees that are the big deal. That's why they get the jumbo
but now I think it's time to start upgrading the janitors that we have. So that every time we get a paycheck now, it's all going to be about... They're kind of equal for different reasons. Like, I could never do the stuff that I do in Planet Zoo over like the course of one stream. It would have to be like over the course of 2 or 3, and the speed builds and stuff are a lot of fun for me, but because I spend such a long time making those videos, it kind of, the other stuff that I'm working on at the moment gets left behind. So maybe we could do something that is like full playthroughs on a stream instead, and do some of the things that I've been planning on doing on a stream, and then I'd have that as a kind of a little bit of a thing where I could look at and other stuff, because I'm still working on yeah, exactly, 2 hours of rock work in Planet Zoo is not a fun stream to be part of in any stretch of the imagination. Whereas getting in and having 2 hours of ghost hunting is not as frustrating or tedious, but we still get to have a bit of a fun time, and the gameplay sort of thing on this becomes automatic for me at some point, when you've kind of done it a few times, and you're literally just trying to find out the best way to get it all sorted. I didn't mean to put him in there, but he's now gone in. So we'll continue queuing up some training again to level 2. But I definitely think the real key to this level, actually, what I'm going to do now, though, is... yeah, that is it. Like, without, like, significant community input and stuff, it's very hard to talk through rock work and stuff, because what then happens... So, what I used to do for my recordings, I would record across, like, a wide landscape on my OBS. So I'd have the gameplay on one side and my facecam on another side, and if I ever wanted to use facecam, I knew I had the recording of the exact points when I was doing it. When I do Planet Zoo and I look at it, I see this on my face a lot. And that's like my concentration phase. And when I get in a deep concentration, it is probably the worst thing in the world to look at. It's just me doing like a kind of squint as I'm trying to move items into position. It looks so ridiculous. So yeah, 2 hours of me doing that and moving rocks around is probably not a great look. Right, where are we at? 139. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to go. What I'm going to do now is just try and extend this campus building a little bit. Not the training room. I didn't mean to grab the training room. I wanted to grab the campus building. Just by a couple of blocks.
Thanks for joining us on Campus Radio. If anyone from 2 Point Radio
And while we're
is
still
listening
doing
or
training,
has
I'm
received
going
my
to
email, I
extend
graduate next year and will be
this.
available for paid or unpaid roles at your station. Thanks.
Now, training monitors. 6% learning power. The best we can hope for from the training monitors is 7%. Because we've already got diminishing returns. That's 7% now. So we'll then put in our first brain jar, which will put us up to 11%. I mean, this is the thing. We've got a nice little community here, but if I then ended up getting like even probably 10 people chatting in chat at the same time, I would not be able to keep up. Like even here, I'm focusing at various points, and it's like, oh, what did you say? Where did like I lost what Georgia was making, and that was only like 3 people chatting. So 18% learning power. We've got 8 queued up for training. So once again, oh, we don't have the money to improve anyone yet. Now we do. Right, with money at the moment, having those students away from the hallways has given us probably our best like month yet. Like we've hit 200 there, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months to go. So I still think we're a bit behind, but if we can afford to continue to schedule in films and training, we get another brain jar in, and that puts us up to 21% learning power. I'm going to aim for 25. That's 24, so the next one will definitely take us up to my target, and then I can start putting all of my efforts into just getting the training done. So we've got 6 queued up right now. All of the janitors we currently have in place are at level 1 at least. Oh no, we haven't. We've got one still waiting for training. They're going in to get their training now. But we can afford to train at least one now in Ghost Capture level 2. Oh, thank you, Georgia. I will definitely end after this one because I think as well, you got to know when it's time to quit because you will eventually get to a point where it's just not working, especially stuff like this. And then, yeah, we'd love to see some pics. That would be really cool. So we're still quite far off, but we're starting to make a bit of money, which means we can boost up our training efforts. And if we get to a point where we're making enough money to actually, do I have a mechanic in? Because I could now afford, maybe after the next month, to upgrade a machine. I mean, it's going to take 41 days, which will take just over a month, but if we upgrade that, we'll be training level 2s much quicker. Let's just have a quick look over here. There's one trained in upgrading machinery, so we'll get you in. And as soon as we've got a bit more money in, we will actually upgrade our machinery. We've got plenty of training queued up, so that's good. We still need about 400 and something, and we've only got 3 months left, so we are even further away than I was expecting. It's just all about those fine margins and working out what the tipping point for the level is. And we've now got loads of ectoplasm everywhere. Which is really decreasing the environment.
Sir Nigel Bittleworth on 2 Point Radio. I hear that another university has opened its doors.
Right, quickly then, we will put on a couple of films to take us to the end of the year. It's not worth upgrading now because we're not going to see any benefit from it. And we'll just try and spend whatever's left of our money on training.
Of 2 Point County. Listeners may remember that I don't like new universities because they're not old and therefore not any good. If they were, they'd have opened a long time ago. That's called logic, students. So I don't suppose you'd know.
I know. I might have to re-watch the video and see what I did and try and just repeat that exactly. Because I've not really changed a lot in the strategy that we used. I'm wondering if having these like overly expanded rooms is what's causing the issues, because I don't think I used my prefab builds in the last run. Or maybe I just didn't have any like dormitory or something in there, or everything was very much more basic than this one. So that could be something that I go back and look at. I might actually do this after we finish, because I really can't remember what it was that I did on that run, because it was almost like a fluke. But I think it might have been that I'd created maybe a dormitory that was similar to the other stuff that I've put in. Because like we had no luck with it, and here we're even further behind. This is the worst run we've done so far. So that tells me that having like basic level 1 janitors and having more of them is the way to go. This is the lowest janitor pool we've ran. We've got 16 janitors, and if we just have a look at our training, we've only actually managed to get 3 trained in Ghost Capture level 2. The rest are only level 1, So this like strategy of training up more janitors training ghost capture isn't going to work for us. So that's why we're going to have to revisit it, I think. What I'll do is I'll go back, I'll have a look at the VOD from the last one we did, and I'll try and write down a little plan, because we're now at 40,000 in the bank, but we can't actually do anything with that funding because, again, we're not getting any janitors who are... Yeah, I think training at level 2 is way too slow. But now we don't have any time left to train anyone to level 1. So it's just kind of stagnating. We've got stuff everywhere that's causing issues, and we're not developing as much. So yeah, I think I'll have to look at the VOD, and we'll just have a look at what I did exactly to solve this issue. But yeah, that's going to be me done for tonight, I think, and I'm going to go do a little bit of work and make sure that all of my kit's ready for Monday. Again, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. It's been a nice little run, much longer than I was expecting to do, but yeah, nonetheless, it's been great chatting with you guys and hanging out, and hopefully we'll come back and finish this. So next week I'm actually going to be playing a brand new game called Terra Nil. Oh, thank you, Georgia. I'm not too frustrated because I think, you know, we're learning things as we go, and if I'm being honest, the L-bomb challenge took me 30 attempts, and this one is, well, I think we're on attempt 7 or 8 now, so, you know, we're getting a little bit closer. Yes, I'm playing Terra Nil on Tuesday, and it's super cozy, reverse city builder, environmental restoration sort of thing. That's going to be on Tuesday evening. It's going to be a bit of a later start because I'll be raiding in ESO, but it's going to be a nice way to wind down from that, and it's going to be launch day on Tuesday when I'm playing it, so that's going to be very exciting as well. So we might get some new people coming in. Anyway, I will see you guys next time, so thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.
Are we wearing rose-tinted glasses? Perhaps. Did everything used to be better? Probably.